Sorry, it's still a little cold. Didn't get any snow on it, though. Hey, how about that snow? I come from a place where it doesn't snow very much. And we had some snow last winter. And I drove into town real fast to get some film to take pictures of the snow. It was about an inch of snow. I've still got some echo in here. You sure you don't have any reverb on there? I went into town to get this, some film to take pictures of the snow. And when I got home, it had melted. Sun came up. No more snow. Am I sitting uphill? Is there a valley or something? I'm sorry, I didn't do a sound check, so I'm rather unfamiliar with the equipment here.
Stop driving it, Jack.
I remember you, the Cat Stevens road manager. I was on an Australian tour with Cat Stevens one time. And every time we did the sound check, the guy said, "Don't ramble, Ramblin." I got the blues from a baby lamb by the San Francisco Bay. Ocean liner, she gone so far away. Didn't mean to treat her so bad. Best gal I ever have had. She said goodbye. Electra made me cry. I wanna lay down and die. Haven't got a nickel, ain't got a lousy dime. She don't come back, think I'm gonna lose my mind. If she ever come back to stay, I'ma spend another brand new day walking with my baby down by the San Francisco Bay. Sitting down looking from my back door, wondering which way to go. Woman I'm so crazy about, she don't want me no more. Thanks to turn that light on, it was blinding me. Ever come back to stay, spend another brand new day, walking with my baby. Talking with my baby, riding, gliding, driving, jiving, talking with my baby down by the San Francisco Bay. Hey. It's always good to open with that because by the time I get finished playing it, the guitar's about half warmed up. Still getting an echo out of that. It'll probably mellow out in a few hours. Wow, we got Annie Adams here tonight. Daryl Adams' wife and Daryl's daughter's here. Very wonderful. They just came all the way from Belgium. And Patrick. And Wizz Jones is here. And George Melly is here, my old friend from I haven't seen George since 1955. Might be here, I don't know. I haven't looked around. He could be hiding right behind that pillar there. Feels like he's here, actually. Bob, are you here? Yeah, the spirit's here. I'm waiting for the guitar to kind of mellow out from the air ride. I just said this guitar, I've had it for 32 years. I made 33. And I brought it by the factory, the Martin factory, and they fixed it. Took a lot of rough bumps out of it from being on the road. And now it's harder to play. But it'll break in again. I'm the whining boy. Don't deny my name. Whining boy, don't deny my name. My name. Whining boy, don't deny my name. Just pick it up and shake it like sweet Stevens chain, 'cause I'm the whining boy. Don't deny my name. Mama, 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 look at this. Mama, 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 look at sis. Mama, mama, won't you look at sis? Oh, she's down on the levee doing the double twist. I'm the whining boy. Don't deny my name. Hey. Sister, sister, dirty little sound. Sister, sister, dirty little sound. Sister, sister, dirty little sound. Well, she's trying to be a bad girl, but you don't know how. I'm the whining boy. Don't deny my name. Whining boy, don't deny my name. Hey, 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 hey. Thank you very much. I so appreciate y'all singing people that are still haven't given up smoking yet. I quit smoking 30 years ago. Doctor just told me I got emphysema just the other day, and I thought, how could that be, man? I haven't had a cigarette in 30 years. You know, it sort of catches up with you. And it wasn't from me smoking either. It's just from 50 years of secondhand smoke and working in these smoke-filled rooms. So I appreciate you not smoking in here. And of course, if you do want to have smoke bad enough, I guess you can go out in the street and smoke up the street. I can't even walk in the street. Let's see here. Any songs that I can remember are written down here on this piece of paper. I rarely look at that paper. I usually just make it up as I go along. It's nice to have. It's kind of like an insurance policy. You may not need it. Water. I'm drinking water tonight. For a while.
Yeah.
Wow, the lights. It's unreal. It's okay. Reality's unreal these days. Here's another lively little tune that I remember off an old record that I had back in 1945. A group called the Timpani Five. Louis Jordan and the Timpani Five. A song called Salt Park, West Virginia. Got a little WD-40 for that door? McNeil, don't steal my automobile. I'll take you to a cafe and buy you a real fine meal. Hey, Mac, we're gonna do some riding. Soon we're gonna come to a dividing. I don't wanna continue, cause the sign says Salt Park, West Virginia. And that's where my baby lives, and I ain't going no further. Hey, Mac, don't you stop me now, I don't wanna commit no murder. McNeil, don't steal my wheel. Buy you anything on the menu, cause boy, I got to go to Salt Park, West Virginia. McNeil, don't steal my automobile. I'll take you to a cafe and buy you a real fine meal. This is dedicated to little Mark, our driver on this wonderful tour all around the British Isles. The man can drive. Hey, Mac, we're gonna do some riding. Soon we're gonna come to a dividing. I don't wanna continue, cause the sign says Salt Park, West Virginia. And that's where my baby lives, and I ain't going no further. Hey, Mac, don't you stop me now, I don't want to commit no murder. McNeil, don't steal my wheel. I'll buy you anything on the menu, cause boy, I gotta go. Boy, I got to go to Salt Park, West Virginia. Could I have a little bit less volume in the monitor, please, on the vocal and everything? A little bit less. Thank you. One more. Thank you. Yeah, that's hot. That's hot. Appreciate it. That was by Louis Jordan. The flip side of that was another wonderful song that I never did learn, but I always feel very sentimental when I remember some of the words to that other song on the other side of Salt Park, West Virginia. It was a tune called Take Me Right Back to the Track, Jack. You know, it's against the law to say hi to me in an airport. Should have chose a different name, I suppose. Well, Jack wasn't really my name anyway. I was Buck when I hit San Francisco shortly after meeting Woody Guthrie. And in 1951, and I met somebody that sailed around Cape Horn in a big schooner. And I'd read a book about that schooner, Wanderbird, sailing around Horn. And she was right there in the harbor. And I met the person who had born and raised and lived in that schooner all his life. He was about my age. And I met him in a ceramics factory where he was then employed, and he invited me to come down and meet his mother and have dinner with them on board the schooner Wanderbird that evening. So when I showed up down at the dock and I knocked on the hull, and they came up out of the accommodation there, and he said, "Mom, this is Jack Elliott." And I said, I told him my name was Book. But he forgot, I guess, and I was too shy to correct him. And so I just sort of said, well, I guess I'll be Jack for a while. We'll straighten it out later. Never did get it straightened out. And Jack ever since. And of course, I had just met Woody a little while before that trip. When I got back to New York on the East Coast, and I called up Woody, and he invited me to come meet him at a party where he was going to be singing. And bring along your guitar, he said. And I thought, well, that's good. First time I ever could actually play with Woody. And so I got to, first time I'd met him before that, he was sick in a hospital and was unable to play. He couldn't even sit up in bed. Had appendicitis. Now, 3 months later, going to meet him standing up. And so I went to this party at 120 University Place. It's in Greenwich Village. I met Woody standing up for the first time. He was in a little back room there, and he was warming up his guitar, getting ready to play. And there were 4 or 5 people in there in this tiny little room with him, like a closet, and they were asking for requests. And he would play the request, but he was charging them 5 cents a song. Somebody asked him for the Blue-tailed Fly. And Woody said, Blue-tailed Fly, he says, that's a Burl Ives tune. He says, I get 15 cents extra for Burl Ives tune. Didn't like Burl Ives. And I had memorized one of his songs I'd been listening to, one of his albums, a few months earlier, and had learned one of my favorite songs on the album was something called Hard Travelin'. And so I thought it would be fun to maybe sing it with him. And I asked him if he felt like singing Hard Travelin'. He said, sure, let's do that. And we started playing it together, but he couldn't remember the words, and I was kind of stunned by that. I couldn't understand how the man that wrote the song couldn't remember his own words, but then I found out later he'd written over 2,000 songs, and it was okay. I kind of led him through it. I tried to sing that a little bit for you because it was my very first I didn't have an inkling that I was even going to keep on playing the guitar this long or ever really do it for a living. I just like playing music for fun. I was a music lover then. My friend Mark here, who you heard sing, reminds me a little bit of Elvis Presley, who I never liked. I was kind of mad at Elvis back when he was starting to get popular, because I was trying to sing in front of the PX in Germany, and somebody finally let us in, and we had a hamburger and a malted milk, and with money that we earned or trying to play the guitar outside busking, and somebody put some money in the jukebox, and I heard, "You ain't nothing but a hound dog," and I thought, who the hell is that? It was just professional jealousy, that's all. Cat can't sing. And now that I've been traveling with Mark, I'm becoming an Elvis fan, and I'm becoming a Mark fan too. Like Cat can sing. Part of the inspiration of singing and being on the road with Mark is I've been singing better and better shows, getting better. Well, he turned me on to these little pastilles that I'm chewing on right now. It's better than whiskey. It does something nice to the vocal cords. I can hit notes that I never heard before. I think they're coming in from Tibet. Over the Khyber Pass. Would you mind stop all that photography, because them red lights are really driving me crazy.
Tell him.
I appreciate photography, and someone who took a picture back when I used to be good looking, believe it or not. This guy took some beautiful pictures that he took of me back in the 50s. When I was touring here with Daryl Adams, presented me with some black and white copies up in the dressing room. And I don't know if you're with the paper or what it's for, but I really can't keep on singing if you keep taking pictures, so please let's let it go with the photography. I'd be glad to pose for a picture out in the alley. You can use flash then too. It's just that up here, I can't remember words if there's lights flashing at me. It's something like dementia. It's just sort of memories of a police station, perhaps. Call it dementia. Hard traveling. I've been hitting some hard traveling. I thought you knowed. I've been doing some hard traveling way down the road. I've been having some hard traveling, hard rambling, hard gambling. I've been having some hard traveling, Lord. I've been riding them fast rattlers, I thought you knowed. I've been riding them blind passengers way down the road. And I've been riding them dead enders, flat wheelers, kicking up cinders, and I've been doing some hard traveling, Lord. I've been working at Pittsburgh Steel, I thought you knowed. I've been ducking red hot slag way down the road. I've been blasting, I've been firing, I've been ducking that red hot iron, and I've been doing some hard traveling, Lord. some hard rock mining, I thought you knowed. I've been leaning on a pressure drill way down the road. Hammer flying, ear hose sucking, 6 feet of mud has sure been a bucking, and I've been doing some hard traveling along. Sure is a wonderful cave. Where are the stalactites? I've been hitting some hard harvesting, I thought you knowed. North Dakota to Kansas City, way down the road. Cutting that wheat, stacking that hay, trying to make about $1 a day. And I've been doing some hard traveling along. I've been laying in a hard rock jail, I thought you knowed. I've been laying out 90 days way down the road. And a mean old judge says to me, it's 90 days for vagrancy. And I've been doing some hard traveling along. Walking that Lincoln Highway, I thought you knowed. I've been hitching on 66 way down the road. And a mean heavy load in a worried mind, looking for a woman that's hard to find. I've been doing some hard traveling alone. You didn't meet Daryl? Oh my, well, Daryl was the most marvelous person. I made a trip out to California with Woody, the last trip I ever made across country with Woody, and it was toward the end of his period of free traveling and rambling. He was starting to get ill with a sickness that placed him soon after that. He went in the hospital and spent the last 13 years of his life in the hospital. Daryl was out there and living in a cave in Topanga Canyon. The last time I saw Woody was the morning, well, the day that we arrived in Topanga. He went up to sleep in his tent up there on some land that he was buying up there in the canyon. 40 acres of land, no, 4 acres. As I recall, Woody said it was 2 of them vertical, 1 of them horizontal, and 1 of them ain't found yet. He was buying that land from Bob DeWitt, the realtor, more popularly pronounced realtor by the same people who pronounce it nuclear, if you know what I mean. And so this realtor, Bob DeWitt, I got to meet him too. He's still alive. He's about 90 years old and still going strong. And the man driving the car was a banjo player named Billy Fair, wonderful banjo player, Billy Fair. I met him in New Orleans a few months earlier, about a year before, back in '53. He dropped us off at old Bob DeWitt's house anyway. Woody and I wandered down the highway and walked right past Will Gear's theater, and Will was busy rehearsing a play. We could see him there holding the script in his hand, so we just strummed our guitars and waved at him, and he waved back, and we just kept walking. Didn't want to disturb him. And we ended up at Woody's place, Pretty Polly Canyon, he called it. Well, I left Woody there, wrapped up in his tent with some food, and went down back to the theater looking for my old friend Frank Hamilton. And it got dark. It was too dark to get back down to Woody's place that night because it was very steep in there. You could have a bad fall in that canyon. So I went back looking for Woody the next day, but he was gone. He disappeared. He hitchhiked up to Washington State, over to Montana, and eventually wound up in New Jersey in a hospital. I stayed the whole summer, and I met Darrell Adams. Darrell was reputed to be living in a cave, like I said. I'd heard so many stories about him all that summer. When I finally saw him, I didn't have to have an introduction. I recognized him immediately and walked right over to him and said, "You're Darrell Adams." He says, "Yep." I said, "Do you have your banjo with you?" "Nope." "Well, Bess Hawes has a banjo. We could borrow Bess's banjo. Would you be willing to play on Bess's banjo?" "Don't see why not." And I knew, by the way this wonderful conversation was going, that we were going to be friends for life. And we did. We started playing guitar and banjo right that night. I think the first song we did together was the Muleskinner Blues. And he knew it and I knew it, and it was, nobody knows it the same way. It's a different version, but we managed to get on together pretty well. And later we came over here and started recording for Topic Records. We did about 6 albums for Topic. I think 1 or 2 of them were with me just alone, and then me and Darrell together. Darrell and I did 3 or 4 together. One was called Ramblin Boys, I think. Sing that Muleskinner Blues. Why don't you sing that Muleskinner Blues, Dad? Good morning, Captain. Good morning to you, Shine. Good morning, Captain. Good morning, Shine. You need another Muleskinner out on your new road line. I like to work, I'm rolling all the time. I like to work, I'm rolling all the time. I can pop my initials on a mule's behind. Working on that new road, $1 and a dime a day. I'm working on the new road, and $1 and a dime a day. I got 3 women waiting on a Saturday night just to draw my pay. water boy, bring your water round. Hey, water boy, bring your water round. If you don't like your job, set your water bucket down. Totally. Muleskinner Blues. Say we're going to take a little break right now, but we're going to come back later and I'll try to remember some songs for you. Thank you, folks. Thank you for coming. Love to hear it.
Okay, part 2 of this experience of a living legend. Not only do we have Ramblin' Jack Elliott back on here, but we have a few friends coming on later on which need no introduction. Please give a warm welcome to the return of Ramblin' Jack Elliott.
Not to the arse, not to the arse. I'm not here to rescue you.
He was asking how long you play for us in forever.
I may have to catch a train sometime next month. As a matter of fact, I'm going to be riding on a train with Tom Russell and Paul Zarziski, a cowboy poet from Montana, and several other cowboy poets and singers on a train from Vancouver to Toronto next month. Going home a few days, Northern Cal, and rest up, feed the cats, and get about 2 weeks of sleep. And then we're going on this cowboy poet train ride across Canada.
Yeah?
It all seems rather dull compared to this week traveling around here in what was it, the N4? You left me and you went away. Said you'd be back in just a day. You broke on your promise and you left me here alone. I don't know why you did it, dear, but I do know that you're gone. the floor over you. Can't sleep a wink, that is true. Hoping and I'm praying as my heart breaks right in two. Walking the floor over you. Now, darling, you know I love you well. I love you more than truth can ever tell. You said that you loved me and always would be mine. But now you have left me with troubles on my mind. Walking the floor over you. Can't sleep a wink, that is true. Hoping and I'm praying as my heart breaks right in two. Walking the floor over you. Ernest Tubb. Walk the floor over you. Thank you. Yep. I got a bunch of songs here that I can hardly read, but here's one that Daryl and I used to sing together. He sang it at my very first wedding. Will you please turn that camera off, or just get rid of the red light, okay? You're making me crazy. I'm crazy enough without that. Thank you. Sorry. Don't mean to be rude.
But I'm going to be anyway.
Maybe I do. This song here. Rake and Ramblin Boy. I am a rake. We're going. I am a rake, but a rambling boy. There's many a cities I did enjoy, and now I've married me a pretty little wife. I love her dearer than I love my life. She was pretty, both neat and gay. She caused me to run the broad highway. I robbed it, yes, I do declare. Made myself 10,000 there. My mother says she's all alone. My sister says she has no home. My wife, she left in a sad despair, with an aching heart and a baby fair. Now when I die, don't bury me at all. Just place me away in alcohol. My 44 placed by my feet tell everyone I'm just asleep. I am a rake but a rambling boy. There's many a cities I did enjoy, and now I've married me a pretty little wife. I love her dear, and I love my life. Rake and Ramblin Boy. So some old friends here tonight. Hilda Sims of the old skiffle group called London City Ramblers. We toured Germany together in 1956 for 6 months in the cold summer of dark, windy, cold, rainy North Germany through August, playing on the streets, busking, playing in jazz clubs with that wonderful group, a skiffle group called London City Ramblers. Hilda is here tonight. Haven't seen her in 49 years. And Diz Disley, one of the greatest guitar pickers that ever came down the pike, and the jazz style of Django Reinhardt. Last time I saw Diz was in Texas, about 18 years ago, I think it was. And he appeared in a movie that we were making down there called Ramblin' Jack in Texas. He was on tour then with Stefan Grappelli, and he got up and played some songs in my concert, and we filmed it. It was going to be used in that movie, the Ramblin' Jack film. It never did appear in the film, but I think the footage is somewhere in Texas. I'd love to dig it up sometime. Diz, hope I can find it. And Diz recited some wonderful poems about the Mr. and Mrs. Ramsbottom with the little boy, young Albert, had a stick with the horse's head handle. Went to see Lion and Zoo. And while Mr. and Mrs. Ramsbottom were not paying attention, young Albert went up and poked his lion with his stick with the horse's head handle. The lion reached through the cage and ate young Albert. And him in his Sunday clothes, too. Never forget it. Hell of a night. Diz Disley. Love you forever, man. Thanks for coming. And my old friend Wizz Jones is here. Are you here, Wizz? Great to see you, Wizz.
Just like old times.
You don't mind playing stand up?
Well, Jack and I recorded this song.
I'll take my cape off.
Yeah, Jack and I recorded this song in 1981. And this is the first time we've done it since then.
Well, we did rehearse it in the back room for about 11 seconds.
Yeah, but we had George Melly with us then, and it gave us more power than was.
I wonder how this would be. I'm going to try it with the cape on.
Well, I see better days. I'm putting up with these. See better days, but I'm putting up with these. The women in London, they sure are hard to please. I give sugar for sugar, you get salt for salt. You get sugar for sugar, you get salt for salt. Well, if you don't love me, well, baby, it's your own fault. Well, you want me to love you, why'd you do me so mean? Well, you want me to love you, why'd you
be so mean. You're my very last thought and my nightly dream. Give me sugar for sugar, you get salt for salt. Oh yeah. You get sugar for sugar, you get salt for salt. Well, if you don't love me, well, baby, it's your own fault. Groceries and I paid the rent. I remember that with bought the groceries and I paid the rent. She tried to make me wash her clothes, but I got good common sense. You get sugar for sugar, you get salt for salt. You get sugar for sugar, you get salt for salt. But if you don't love me, well, baby, it's your own fault. In the words of Daryl Adams, play the guitar, Jack. Sometimes I think she's too sweet to die. Sometimes I think that she's too sweet to die. Another time I think she ought to be buried alive. Last time, everybody, you get sugar for sugar, you get salt for salt. Ooh. You get sugar for sugar, you get salt for salt. And if you don't love me, well, baby, it's your own fault.
Wizz Jones, ladies and gentlemen. That's my dear old friend and Daryl's cow, too. Wizz Jones. I think if we rehearsed it for an hour, it wouldn't have been that good. Thank you, Wizz. What a song. I'm starting to remember it now. Here's another one that Daryl used to do. It's about the death of James A. Garfield. All our best presidents get assassinated. And the worst ones, they get to live on. I don't know that much about James A. Garfield. I suppose he must have been a nice man. Daryl used to sing this song, and I taught it to Johnny Cash one time, and they recorded it under a different title called Mr. Garfield, with Johnny Cash and the Carter sisters. This is just the original Death of James A. Garfield. Walking down the street the other day, heard the report of a pistol. Somebody looked up kind of excited like, and he kind of gave me some sort of like this. He said, well, tell me, Mr. Garfield been shot down, low down. Tell me, Mr. Garfield been shot. They tell me Mr. Garfield been shot down, low down. Tell me Mr. Garfield been shot. City fella was there. He walked up They asked him if he'd like something to eat. He said, sure. They asked him what would he like to have. He said, well, just give me something I'm used to. And he gave him something sort of like this. He says, I'll bring on your ham and your eggs, Lord, Lord. I'll bring on your ham and your eggs. Country fellow was there. He walked up there where Mr. Garfield's laying. Said, "Hey." They asked him if he'd like something to eat too. He said, sure would. Just give me something I'm used to. And he said, they give him something sort of like this. He says, I'm bring on you bacon on your beans, Lord, Lord. I'm bring on you bacon. Mrs. Garfield showed up. She walked right up to the bed where Mr. Garfield was laying, and she knelt down kind of close to him and kind of whispered in his ear. She said, Mr. Garfield, if something should go wrong and you don't get well, would you mind if I was to marry again? And he gave her something sort of like this. Don't you never let a chance go by, Lord, Lord. Don't you never let a chance go by. Don't you never let a chance go by, Lord, Lord. Don't you never let a chance go by. Mr. Garfield. That was Mr. Garfield. Thank you. Here's a little Bob Dylan. Happened to learn off a record one time, and I hadn't seen Bob in quite a long time. And my only contact with him was just like you, by listening to his records. This is one that I've always been fond of. It's called I'll Be Your Baby Too. Oh, yeah. Close your eyes, close the door. You don't have to worry anymore. I'll be your baby tonight. Shut the lights, shut the shade. You don't have to be afraid. I'll be your baby tonight. That mockingbird's gonna sail away. We're gonna let it. The big round moon's gonna shine like a spoon. We're gonna let it. You won't regret it. Keep your shoes on. Do not fear. Bring that bottle over here. I'll be your baby tonight. skin bird's gonna sail away. We're gonna let it. Big round moon's gonna shine like a spoon. Oh, let it. Won't regret it. Kick your shoes off. Do not fear. Bring that bottle over here. I'll be your lady tonight. I'll be your lady tonight. Thank you. I hope it does. I know. Just gotta change the oil in the transmission here and I'll be right back.
Caterpillar tracks.
Yeah, Caterpillar track. Yay. Hubba hubba. Thank you. Wonderful. Some of my daughter's very own watered down Irish whiskey. I love London too. When we came here in the warm September of 1955, and my good old young friend James Dean just passed away a few weeks after we got here, we happened to wander into a place called the Roundhouse Pub in Wardour Street upstairs. They're having a Blues and Barrel House Club that met there every Thursday evening.
Cyril Davis.
Yeah, Cyril Davis and Lexi Corner. And they brought some unknown musicians over there, from over there, like Big Bill Brunsey and Muddy Waters, who were practically unknown in the States. And we all really owe a debt of gratitude to you folks in London for the appreciation and the warmth and the ear that you gave us when we couldn't even get folks to listen back there in Chicago. And it's been a while, and there's been several scotches and bourbons and a few beers went under the bridge since that time. And we're still going. It's amazing. 1955. This is a song I learned off a Bob Dylan record once again when I was, Bob was out on the road and I was on the road too, and I had to play in some little club in Pennsylvania, and it was snowing. And it snowed so hard that we didn't get out of our cabin to go down in the valley to play. And it snowed so hard in the valley the folks couldn't get out of their house. The club closed. The door froze. We had a whole porch loaded down with firewood. And fortunately some of the firewood was stacked near the stove inside. For indeed we could not get the door open for 3 days. Had a refrigerator full of venison and a bottle of Cutty Sark. The old clipper ship Cutty Sark on the label, which is now residing in a dock down here in Greenwich, the only surviving clipper ship in the world. And listened to this Bob Dylan record for 3 solid days, and I finally learned me a new song. Quickest I ever learned a song. It takes me 3 months to learn a song. Pretty proud, pretty tickled to be able to learn a song that fast. And finally the snow melted, and on the 3rd day we jumped in my Bell Telephone repair truck and drove up to York Titty, where they were having a sort of an open mic at the Gaslight. Mississippi John Hurt was playing at the Gaslight that week. But it was Monday night, it was his night off, and they were having open mic. And Dee Van Runk was there, and Peter Lafarge. And Peter and Paul were there. Mary was out shopping. And Bob, the author of the song, was there. And 3 unidentified tourists from New Jersey. It was a very small room. The place was packed. It seemed as full as it is here now. But it was a much smaller room. And I thought, I'm going to try this new song that I just learned, you know. Started playing. I hadn't got through the first verse, and I saw Bob standing there with his kind of, the light was sort of shining through his halo. He kind of waved his arm at me and he said, "I relinquish it to you, Jack." I relinquish it to you. I'd never had nothing relinquished to me before. I'm not sure I knew what the word meant. Bob had a dictionary. And I've been singing it ever since. I'd like to try it out here. And then I'm going to have to go catch a train. Forever Ramblin'. It has been a pleasure. Thank you for coming. Hope I can come back in the summertime.
Yeah.
Ain't no use to sit and wonder why, baby. If you don't know by now. And it ain't no use to sit and wonder why, babe. It'll never do, somehow. When your rooster crows at the break of dawn, look out your window and I'll be gone. You're the reason I'm a-traveling on. But don't think twice, it's alright. And it ain't no use in calling out my name, gal, like you never done before. Ain't no use in calling out my name, gal, 'cause I can't hear you anymore. Thinking and wondering, walking down the road, how I once loved a woman, a child I'm told. Give her my heart, but you wanted my soul. But don't think twice, it's alright. And it ain't no use in turning on your light, babe, the light I never knowed. Ain't no use in turning on your light, babe, 'cause I'm on the dark side of the road. Still I wish there was something you would do or say to try and make me change my mind and stay. Never did too much talking anyway, but don't think twice, it's alright. So long, honey, baby, where I'm bound I can't tell. Goodbye is too good a word, babe. So I'll just say, fare thee well. I ain't saying you treated me unkind. You could have done better, but I don't mind. You just kind of wasted my precious time. But don't think twice, it's alright. Hilda Sims, Disley, George Miller, Danny Adams, Rebecca, and the unsung photographer from 1955. Thank you very, very much for coming. Man alive, having a good time tonight. It's all right. Makes me think I'm an old man walking through them airports. I was using wheelchairs 5 years ago, and then I got a new hip put in, and I've been riding horses. I don't mean just gentle horses, and it's been great. But the old airplanes, wow, it's kind of makes me feel old again. You make me feel young again. I feel like it's back in 1955. Here's a song that I heard off a Lead Belly record about a racehorse named Stewball. Maybe he was an English racehorse named Stewball, but the song got over there and got words changed around and so forth. Wait, I'm gonna have to drop that key down again. I forgot what latitude and longitude we have here. Way out in California, where Stewball was born. All the jockeys in the country said it blew down in a storm. Bet on Stewball, boy, you might win, win, win. Bet on Stewball, you might win. Bet on Stewball, boy, you might win, win, win. Bet on Stewball, and you might win. It was a big day down in Dallas. Don't you wish you was there, was there? It was. You would have bet your last dollar on that iron gray mare, bet on Stewball, boy, you might win, win, win. Bet on Stewball, you might win. Bet on Stewball, boy, you might win, win, win. Bet on Stewball, you might win. Well, the jockeys, they was a riding, and the horses said, give and go, give on go. and the shot falls from that stargate like an arrow from a bow, Bet on Stewball, boy, you might win, win, win. Bet on Stewball, you might win. Bet on Stewball, boy, you might win, win, win. Bet on Stewball, and you might win. Way out in California, where Stewball was born. All the jockeys in the country, they said they blew there in a storm. Bet on Stewball, you might win.